Movie review for you. This is Man of the West, released in 1958, and it's directed by Anthony Mann, screenplay by Reginald Rose. It's based on The Border Jumpers, a 1955 novel by Will C. Brown. The music's worth noting here by Lee Harleen, and the cast. In the lead role is Gary Cooper as Link Jones. He's a reformed outlaw. Julie London plays Billy Ellis. She's a saloon entertainer. Lee J. Cobb plays Doc Tubin. He's an outlaw and gang leader. And Arthur O'Connell plays Sam Beasley. Other notables, Jack Lord, a very young Jack Lord, who was in Hawaii Five-0 on TV in the 60s. He plays Coley. Royal Dano is Trout. And John Dana as Claude. This Western is viewed by many as a classic. For me, I enjoyed it because I enjoy Westerns, but it's not as impactful as, say, the gunfight at the OK Corral or High Noon or Searches, but it's still worth a watch. Link Jones was a member of Doc's gang, but now, looking for a new life, he wants to hire a teacher for his local community in Texas. He goes to Fort Worth and meets Billy in it, and Sam Beardsley, played by Arthur O'Connell, who's a bit of a trickster. He says he can find a teacher for a price. O'Connell's character, Beardsley, he's a bit of a shyster. Anyway, on the train, the train's attacked by the gang, Doc's gang, played by Lee J. Cobb. And they're after some dosh that's on the train. The attempt is unsuccessful eventually. There's armed guards on the train, but in the melee, in the chaos, a number of people are left behind, free. And guess who they are? Link, Link is left behind, and Miss Ellie, and of course the trickster Sam. Out in the middle of nowhere then, Link's knowledge of the area from when he was previously in the gang managed to steer them to safety and eventually to a rundown shack. However, the shack known to Link as a gang hideaway, and yes, surprise, surprise, the gang are occupied inside the shack, and Doc, Lee J. Cobb, is preparing his gang for the next job that they plan. And the three, however, join him, and Link re-establishes himself with his older emissary, Doc, and the camaraderie is clearly still there between the two main protagonists. Link and Doc, they fit together neatly. And some of the scenes, though, are very memorable between the two as they exchange old stories. However, Doc views his gang as being totally incompetent and gutless after their failure to reap the rewards from the train. And at the same time, Doc recalls all the successes when Link was in the gang. This tends to generate some tension, and one of the gang attempts to intimidate and frighten Ellie into carrying out a striptease for his sexual amusement. Link, of course, intervenes to protect Ellie, and the tension is ratcheted up a bit and isn't really resolved. However, Doc's plan to rob a bank in a town called La Sueur is top of the agenda, and so the gang decide that they don't want Link, Ellie or Sam and want to kill them. But Doc sees things in another way, and Doc is more intent on getting to the source of the dough, and so his view is overriding of the gang. So they all end up going off in the direction of the bank, and the plan that's devised by Doc sees one of his men go into the town with Link, and Link basically volunteers because he wants to get away from Doc because he sees it as protecting Ellie in the long run. Now, this town is very deserted and quiet. Looks a little bit like a ghost town, really. but it then leads to the inevitable Western shootout, where the lines are clearly drawn and Cooper becomes the good guy. Lee J. Cobb is terrific in this film as the mean outlaw, and the female interest by Julie London is also strong. She has some scenes where her emotions come to the fore, and she's quite a lonely figure, really, and shares her affection for Link. However, unfortunately, Link has a family. The cinematography is first rate. The landscape in Texas, wonderful. Gary Cooper fans will love this. The con man ArthurO'Connell I've also found very captivating. But that's it. That's my review of Man of the West from 1958.